And what I'm going to do is this right angle system. I'm going to get rid of this indicator completely. So I'm going to take this 2.5 feet. I'm just going to wrap this right in the middle of this indicator. It's just a piece of yarn, just poly yarn. I'm going to do a clinch knot. Cinch it down tight. And then just fluff them all up. If you have a comb with you, comb it out, make it real bushy. Then I'm gonna, this is pre-dressed, but I still give it a little bath here, because it's gonna take me a minute to get this rigged up. So I'm just gonna dress them all up with floatant. I had this piece pre-cut to about 1 inch long, so it's a nice little fluffy. I put dressing on it so I can sit here, and while I'm re-rigging, I can let it dry out for a while. Now I'm going to take a little extra just so I got enough to cut. I'm using 2X here, and you can see this is beefy water. This is pushy, and I'm just going to put it behind the line, and I'm going to do another clinch knot. Now I've got this at a right angle. It's coming straight off the bottom of that line. Now you could do this in several ways. You could tie a blood knot here and drop a fly off of this. I'm going to do like I was doing earlier. The first fly is going to be 4 foot or so down from the indicator. So I'm going to cut it and put a blood knot, because I'm going to put a loop here. This is just to butt the loop into. But I'm going to show you the double dropper system here. But it's the right angle system. The big thing about the right angle system, the thing that makes it so effective, is that you're using 2X or 3X, whatever. This is pretty big water. But because it's so light, there's no taper to it, it's going to go through the water really fast. So now I'm going to do another one down here. Now again, you could do a single, you could reduce it up above there and tie in 4X or whatever you're using and tie a fly inline. I'm going to do a double overhand here, just a granny knot. And what that's going to do, that's going to stop my split shot from going down. Now I'm going to make my loops, and they're going to be made out of 4X, which is kind of light actually. You could fish 3X in this heavy of water. But we're going to do, I'm going to run 4. Now, I'm going to do a perfection loop, and that's just one big loop here, a smaller loop behind it, and then you split the tag end, reach through the loop, and grab and tighten it down. If you've done it right, that loop comes, or the tag comes straight out of the middle of the knot. The first one's going to be, or the bottom loop, is going to be 14 inches long or so. You want to do the first loop kind of big so you can reach through it. Second loop a little smaller. Split the two and pull it. I'm going to take the top loop, put it above the first blood knot that I did. I'm going to let it butt into that knot, drop to the second one, and do the same thing. I'm going to drop this one through that loop, let it cinch down, and then butt into the knot. And my split shot's going to go right here, but I'm going to do that in a second. Check it, That's about right, 14 inches or so. Now, like on the other systems, I always want this one shorter. So this is the top one, and I've cut this one shorter. The bottom one's about 14 inches. The top one's going to be about 5 or 6 inches long. Now on the bottom, I'm going to put that stonefly we had on earlier. This is big water. And the upper, I'm going to put, just because I like them, I'm going to put a fly that I've kind of a old fly. It's Teleco nymph. I hardly ever see fished, but boy, I've had really good luck with this fly. I'm going to start with 2 BB shot. I might need more. So I've got 2 BB shots. They're at the very bottom of the 2X. Now you can see I've got my 2 droppers on. They're going to ride off to the side of these. I'm going to work with 5 feet, and it's to the lead, not to the flies, it's to the lead. Let's see what happens here. It's really fast water. I'm certain that we'll find fish on this inside edge. You're obviously not going to be out in that 4-foot standing waves. Just going to move up here. I know that's sinking really fast. I'm bumping bottom. Nice. Right there underneath our feet. Woo, fat little rainbow. Right under our feet. That's 3 foot of ripping water, and I've only got 2 little BB shots on because that's just 2X. It sinks so quickly. Ooh, fatty. This isn't good in this fast water. I got to get him over here, or I'll have to walk down a half a mile. I'm going to put a little try to bring him upstream. Not real wild about stepping out into that big water, to tell you the truth. I kind of manhandle this guy, get him up here. All right, wow, that's a pretty fish. That's a pretty little rainbow. I get that out of him so I can get him back in. He's in great shape. Haven't made 2 casts. If I was using a normal system with a tapered leader, because the taper is so much thicker than the regular line, I probably would have needed 3 or maybe 4 shot to get down in this deep water. So I'm just going to work up here. That fish ate right in front. Ooh, missed one. Ate right in front of us. Because that indicator's all dressed up, it won't take on water. It floats like that for a long time. The first time I saw this system was out on the Truckee River. Andy Burt showed it to me. And that river's much like this one, just in a smaller scale. Really fast, deep chutes. And they pretty much need to get to bottom in a hurry because the runs are pretty short. I fished this slot many times, but with the water off color just this little bit, I know that I am in 2 foot of water here, and at one point I take a step and I go into about 4 foot. So I'm a little more cautious than I might normally be. I just want to run right on the edge of it, right where the 2 of them meet. If you're lucky, I'll slip on this rock and swim. Thanks for entertainment. But this water's pretty pushy right here on the right. I'm gonna just get past this. Right above me here, it's starting to get nice and soft, so if the fish were, they're gonna get pushed out of this huge water on the right. Even though it's really hauling out there on the right side of me. Oh, there he is. Nice. Oh, don't come underneath me. Oh, I need him to come over here. That fish is right where he belonged, right in that soft water. He doesn't want to be out in that fast water any more than I do. I'm going to try to keep him right in here. If he goes out into that big stuff, if I can get him up here, we'll be winning. Nice brown trout. Oh, that's what I don't want to have happen. if he'll stay in this eddy here, I don't want him out there. He's not a huge fish, but if he went into that big water out there, we wouldn't have a prayer. Nice brown trout. This little 14-inch fish, 15 maybe. Nice. See, I've got 4X fluoro on, so I can put quite a bit of pressure on the fish, because you just don't have a chance. If they go out into that fast water, I mean, you'd be 100 yards downstream, so you gotta manhandle them. Every time you get one, just double check your leader, make sure it's not scored, because I was bouncing around here. Fish have been really cooperative. You've seen how the days went. It's been a good day. Each system has its own little advantage or disadvantage. Each one has its place. You know, the keys to remember are the placement between the split shot and the indicator, and then the positioning of the angler. I mean, and the catching of the fish. I'll let him stay right here. Come here, you. Proper placement of the lead, placement of the indicator between the lead and the indicator, so that you know when you've got to strike. And then you just set up the system that you like the best. I know a lot of, come here. Oh, mercy. What I've tried to cover are as many systems that I think are of value. There's a lot of different ways to fish nymphs. We've tried to show that the positioning of the angler, the reach cast, the positioning of the indicator in relationship to the lead, you know, when you might want to fish one system over another. But the bottom line is, all the aspects of fly fishing are the same. You've still got to study the insects. You still have to understand how the insects swim, how they hatch. You have to pay attention to the skylight, the hatches, everything. It's all this is adding more elements to the way you fish. It's just more arrows in your quiver. And I know a lot of people seem to think that the pinnacle in this is dry fly fishing. I can guarantee you that we caught 50 fish today, and we wouldn't have caught 3 if we were dry fly fishing. It's just another way to fish. I think it's a lot more complicated than any other style, which to me makes it more challenging. It's not just throwing out and watching a bobber. You've got an indicator on there for sure, but there's more to it. And it's really, as you've seen today, it's a really effective way to catch a lot of fish, a lot of quality fish. And frankly, it's the only way you're gonna catch fish in this type of water, cold water, off season. You know, when the fish aren't eating dry flies, they just aren't eating dry flies. So you're either gonna go down and fish where they're feeding, or you're not gonna be catching anything. I know I've been doing this since I was a kid, and I never get tired of it. Of course, I don't get tired of catching fish either. But it's been a good time. Oh, there was another one. In the evenings, when the caddis are going, that kicks out quite a bit further over up there. You just stand here and it, oh, man, did he drill it. Don't go over there. You come back to see me. Oh, that's a good fish. Oh, I gotta chase this one. Nothing like a good last fish. Last of the day fish. Yee-hoo! Stop it. Crashed once, but it's a beautiful brownie. Look at his fin. He's a war dog. He's been fighting. The fish was bigger than this. So we chased him for a mile. He's a nice guy. He's ready to go. See ya. Run, buddy. Well, like I said, it's hard for me to quit and say goodbye, but that was it. I'm all done. Whew. Man, that was fun.